and welcome to Round Robin. I'm your host, Robin McCormick with the City of Hampton, and today we're going to look at some unique programs that are offered in Hampton as well as throughout the rest of the region. My guests are from the Urban League of Hampton Roads, Edith White and Stephen Hagwood. Welcome.
Thank you.
You tell us about the mission of the Urban League, first of all.
Absolutely. And again, thank you so much for this opportunity to share information about the Urban League with your audience and citizens in Hampton. The Urban League was founded in Hampton Roads in 1978. So we're almost at 4 decades of service.
Wow.
To help individuals and families improve the quality of their lives. And we do that by offering a variety of programs around 4 primary areas.
Okay.
Health, education, workforce development, and housing. And we're extremely proud of the success that we have had in all 4 of those areas and truly having a positive impact.
And you guys, obviously, you have offices in several places throughout Hampton Roads, but here in Hampton, you're based at the Y.H. Thomas Community Center, and it's one of those really unique buildings that is city-owned, and there's a little bit of city management there, but it's really the programming and things are run by the community.
Absolutely. It's a great opportunity to be in a facility where there's easy access for citizens to be able to take advantage of the wonderful programs. Everybody today needs some help in some way in their lives, whether it's a child that's preparing to go to college and maybe has a little gap there in funding, whether it's someone who doesn't have health insurance and is facing a chronic illness and needs some assistance. The job market has changed drastically over the years, and whether you've been employed for years,
retraining and re-entry for people.
Absolutely, the whole scenario has changed, and so we're there to help. Urban League is there to help individuals wherever you are on that point of transition in the workforce.
But particularly, you're helping people on the lower end of the economic scale who need a little boost so that they can also help themselves.
Well, primarily. But we have discovered that many of our programs have been beneficial across the board. For example, foreclosure prevention, and we've saved over 3,000 homes from foreclosure. That's an issue that impacts everyone.
That did. When that market collapsed and people realized that the home value was not going to continue to grow as the way they've based their mortgages on, and when the interest rates started to climb, people got stuck.
Absolutely.
A lot of people, a lot of middle class and upper middle class people, as well as those who were sort of just getting by.
Because at the same time, there was a change in the job market, again, to go back to the workforce. So if your mortgage was dependent on a 2-wage family,
which
and
most mortgages are these days,
right.
Yeah.
And so if one wage earner had a change in their job status, whether it was downsizing or losing a job, that impacted that family's ability to pay their mortgage. So we were happy to be that safety net.
And that's, safety net is a good way to put it, because almost all of us need a safety net at some point in time in our lives. Things just don't work out smoothly. It could be an illness, it could be a family situation, it could be job, could be anything.
You're so right. And so that's what we pride ourselves on, being there for families and individuals at those times of crisis, but also being there to be proactive, to help people plan and prepare and to ready themselves for success.
Right, to move up the economic ladder, which is, kind of the American dream, but sometimes people need a little boost beyond what, the other services that we have in the community are.
Absolutely. Education is the key. And I don't mean just formal education. I mean understanding what your resources are and understanding what that pathway is. And having a trusted advisor, a knowledgeable professional guide you along that pathway just helps improve the process. It makes it much easier.
Well, let's talk about some specific programs that you offer then. Now, there were 4 areas. I'm going to start with education because I remember that one. We'll see how many I remember as we go along. What kinds of educational programs do you have?
We have programs that focus primarily on young people, helping them with career and college readiness. One program that we offer to high school students is called New Lights. and that stands, it's a long name, it's an acronym for National Urban League Incentive to Excel and Succeed. And that program provides leadership training, career development, and some work experiences for young people. We also have a program called Gear Up, and actually this summer we will be providing some job opportunities for high school students who are enrolled in that program. We also
and Gear Up, I'm a little bit familiar with that one because my kids went to FEBUS, but that's at least two of the high school. It's different.
It's a different program, but same name, but a little bit different. I'm familiar with the program that you're referencing, but this one is focused on kids who have particular barriers. That barrier, it could be poverty. It could be a parent that has been incarcerated. It could be that they're in the foster care system. It could be that they've become an early parent themselves. And so for kids who have some of these specific barriers, this program is designed to provide them with opportunities that they may not have ordinarily through the school system or through their family structure.
Oh, so it's just supplemental. That's wonderful because, yeah, those kids need a little more help.
Absolutely, absolutely. And so it's been very successful. We've been doing that program now for 3 years in partnership with our Workforce Development Board. And it's just wonderful to see those kids at the beginning of the program and then at graduation, you know, where they're talking about their plans for the future, where at the beginning of the cycle, they had no vision for where their lives could go.
Well, you know, Hampton has made great strides in recovery of kids who drop out and in prevention of kids who drop out. And they're getting them through the school system, but not necessarily ready for work or ready for additional education or ready, you know, even for military training. So they need a little help staying on the path.
Just a little boost sometimes, or just seeing that there's a caring adult that is there to help them along the way, to provide guidance and mentorship. You know, we use that word a lot, but it is so critically important for young people.
Right, right. Okay, so that was education. Health?
Health, we have a variety of programs. One program that we're extremely proud of is a unique partnership with Eastern Virginia Medical School, and it's a sickle cell disease management program. EVMS, of course, provides the medical care and treatment, but they recognize that their patients often had other needs, whether it was transportation or child care or the workforce, or again, just the motivation to be able to move forward. Sometimes a chronic disease can, you know, steal your motivation. And so they wanted wraparound services to be able to help their patients live a fuller, more productive life. And so a partnership was brokered between the Urban League, EVMS, and United Way of Southampton Roads to provide this comprehensive program for those patients. And we have over 100 clients that we case management now through that program. We have always done outreach and education around HIV and AIDS, simply because we know that Hampton Roads is one of the top areas where new cases are reported each year.
It is. And when you look at diseases like AIDS and sickle cell that used to kill people at a very young age, they're now manageable, but people need help managing them. It's expensive drugs. It's a difficult routine. You still have time off work. You do have periods where your health is not great.
Right, right. And so we've been very fortunate to be able to help patients who are fighting in those areas. We also have been involved with enrollment activities for the Affordable Care Act. I know that's a political hot button.
Well, you guys were among the co-sponsors of the big Enroll Fest that Gayleen helped sponsor, and lots of people signed in on. And the city did too, because we wanted to pick up people who had, you know, Medicaid eligibility and, you know, Medicare and the health department and other health services so that it was all inclusive.
Absolutely. It's very important for, again, anyone who has any type of illness, or if you want to prevent illness, live longer, healthier, it's important to have the preventive care and the insurance to be able to tackle issues when you're confronted with them.
Well, and now legally you have to have insurance or you face a pretty hefty tax penalty. So unless things change, that's the law of the land.
But I think most people want it, even if it were not mandated. educated. You know, who would not want to have?
And in the long run, it's so much cheaper and so much better quality of life if people can have preventive care and can have management of those chronic diseases. So their only treatment isn't going to the emergency room when things flare up, whether that's asthma or blood pressure or whatever it is.
So those are some of our health programs. We are also always looking at ways to close some of the other disparity gaps, you know, when it comes to heart disease and cancer. In fact, in 2016, we are going to launch an initiative called CLIMB, which will be an all-day family fun festival type of an event with climbing as the primary activity, but with fun activities surrounding it, aerobathon, Zumba Fest, dancing, activities for kids. And the whole concept is just to put a spotlight on health and fitness and get people to continue to move in ways perhaps that they have not considered, but really will add to the quality of their health.
And that's important that we keep that in mind for all of our children's programming, all of our families, all of our grown-ups. I mean, you know, those of us who sit at a desk all day are far too sedentary. But
Absolutely.
child obesity the way it is, and particularly in urban communities where kids can't or don't feel safe going outside to play. I mean, the world has changed and they've got to be more active, more healthy, and it doesn't come naturally anymore.
No, it doesn't.
We're not out, you know, working in our gardens necessarily. I mean, all those things that our grandparents used to do. Physical labor, we don't all do that anymore.
So now we have to plan it.
That's
right. You know,
right.
we have to be very intentional about it.
And that's a key, too.
It is, it is.
Well, let's turn to Stephen for a minute and talk a little bit about workforce programs that you have, because I know there's quite a few of those at YH Thomas and a big involvement in the community.
Yes. The workforce program, we assist residents and citizens throughout Hampton Roads to find jobs, those who are underemployed, those who have recently lost their jobs. We help them transition to find benefits as well as employment as well. The workforce program also entitles a financial empowerment program where individuals who actually come through while they're trying to transition to find work, we actually help them to better understand their finances, credit counseling, money management, any type of benefits. A lot of our customers actually come through a lot of our programs already. Our health and wellness program, our housing program, our education program. We also get an abundance of calls from our community partners, Peninsula Workforce. So we're doing across the gambit, we're doing a lot of workforce and financial empowerment in the city of Hampton.
Financial literacy is so important. And, you know, I've been to several school priorities workshops, and a lot of people in the community believe the schools should do a lot of more things than they can do in the amount of time they have kids and with the standards of learning that they have to teach. But things like financial literacy don't ever really get taught. And some of us, you know, as parents aren't as good even at doing it as we could be. But things like that, things like, you know, job readiness skills, like, you know, showing up on time and what to wear to an interview and what to bring with you and how to be prepared. And somebody's got to do that,
Absolutely. You know? And our workforce development department is a professional at that. Those are the areas that they specialize in. And sometimes those are called soft skills.
Right. I've heard that term a lot.
I think they should be called essential skills.
Well,
because
you
you can't do anything until you master the basics.
Right. You have to be able to communicate, look people in the eye. I mean, those things that I don't know where I picked up, but I guess someone taught me along the way. Not everyone gets that, that kind of.
And so this financial literacy piece that Steve was talking about is really key, because baby boomers today don't have retirement savings or retirement
That's just
plans.
Gonna be a nightmare.
Yeah, and so and families have still not completely recovered from the economic downturn, sequestration, all of those areas.
Depleted their savings.
Yes.
And our houses are still maybe holding in value this year, but not really increasing. And I think a lot of people made that investment and felt like it was going to continue to grow. You know, not quite double digits, but pretty steadily, and they'd have that to live off.
To fall back on, right. And so building that financial acumen is really key.
See, I think of it only for kids, but a lot of people
Absolutely.
my age now are looking ahead to retirement and going, oh, holy cow, what am I going to do?
Absolutely.
You're so
We
right.
also help individuals set goals. We do what is called coaching, which is different from case management. We actually have the individuals set goals, and then it is up to them. We encourage them to meet those goals, set that deadlines, so that they can actually see those outcomes come to fruition as well. So a lot of the onus, we help them, but a lot of the onus is put back on them. And it actually
Teaching
helps them.
people how to get, you know, how to break things into small, because if your goal is way up here, you just get discouraged and go, oh, that's too hard.
You have to take
But
baby steps.
if you teach them, how to do that, and that's, I guess, where that coaching is a little bit one-on-one and tailored to the individual.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So we want people to recognize that the Urban League has a financial empowerment center. You know, that's a component of our workforce area, and we encourage everyone to take advantage of it, to call Stephen, set up an appointment to come in
So
and
we don't
talk
have to
about,
wait for a class.
No.
Stephen
No.
is there.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. How can we get more information, or if people are watching this and saying, I need one of these programs, or it sounds like they might have something that could benefit me, what's the best way for them to learn more?
There are a couple of ways. They can go to our website, which is www.ulhr.org, or they can contact Stephen directly at the Y.H. Thomas Community Center. And Stephen, would you give that number?
That number is 224-8085.
Okay.
And or stop by.
Stop by.
Yes.
Right.
by
You
the
know,
office,
if you're in
pick
the
up-
neighborhood, come by.
Take advantage of the facility. It's,
And see what else is there. Wonderful
absolutely.
programs, you know, athletic programs in the back, and daycares and day camps and after-school programs, and a lot of other workshops and classes and things going on
Absolutely.
in that building.
And then we do offer workshops there periodically, as well as other locations in the community. And we want people to know that we will bring our programs to your work site. You know, for example, if you have employees who are interested in perhaps purchasing a home, we can do a workshop for you on site, so that your employees don't have to leave for that information, or financial coaching, and well, not the coaching piece because that's one-on-one.
Right.
But general information. You know, we are happy to come out into the community, to go to churches and talk about some of these topics. We are an organization that's here for the community. We are regional, we are holistic in our approach, which means you may think you only need services for education, but you may discover that we can also help you in other ways.
That's right.
And we're also a very diverse organization, not only racially diverse, but diverse in terms of the population that we serve, in terms of age, in terms of gender, in terms of industry. We have a very vibrant young professional network that, by the way, will be holding an event in Hampton at Buckrow Beach on July the 11th called Linens and Luxury. So if there are young professionals who are listening, please check out our Urban League Young Professional Network of over 300 individuals under the age of 40 who come together to commit to community service, to commit to professional development, but also to have fun.
That sounds wonderful. Okay, well, thank you very much. And I hope people will come to you guys and ask for more, because it's a great community service.
And also to support us. We are a part of the United Way of the Peninsula, and we are so delighted to be partnering with that organization.
And since you mentioned that, the cost for your programs and services
is free. And so that's why the support is so important. I am asking the community to make the Urban League your charity of choice. When you see all that we do and recognize that your investment in us pays so many dividends, we hope that you will become a funding partner as well as taking advantage of our services.
Okay, well, thank you, Edith, and thank you, Stephen. I hope people will go to learn more, because these are free programs that you can access right here in Hampton. Thanks for watching.